I feel like after all the like feminism and culture war stuff is sort of like coming to some sort of a conclusion.
Yeah, it's wrapping up. We're now at the point, you know, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and then you're like, is this movie still going? Like, did it wrap up?
All the
they
questions have been asked.
Threw the thing in the lava, and they're like, yeah, but there's 40 more minutes left. I don't know. We're in that time now.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So then people are sort of like there's this big like.
They're going to be.
Do you know what trad wife is?
A Chad wife.
Trad wife. So basically, this whole TikTok trend right now of girls being like, I'm like an old school wife, like I stay at home, and then everyone's sort of
Leave
getting
it to
mad
Beaver's
at it.
mom.
What?
Leave it to Beaver's mom, like just like that 50s mom.
Oh, loving classical values.
Classic,
Yeah.
just like does all the stuff, like doesn't work, takes care of the house, the kids.
Yeah.
And then it is a big thing, and then people are sort of getting mad at it, being like,
because that doesn't mean that's the woman's only place. No, that is woman's only place.
Sure.
But what they're saying is not that it means that. But again, I just want to be clear, a woman's place is in the kitchen and nowhere else.
I agree with that.
Okay,
We were saying that there was an article that said in Canada, I think it might have been here too, but it's like 2/3 of women were diagnosed with mental illness, which means 1/3 walking around undiagnosed. I mean, it's so funny saying like 2/3 of women have like a mental illness. You're like, it sounds like what you're calling mental illness is just your
it's
like
pretty
what the woman is.
umbrella term here for like anything.
No logic.
I mean, this article said that 50% of men have mental illness. You're like, this is pretty loose.
Well, they're just everything's that, right? So when it boils down to the wife thing, and then there's wives deciding, like, people are so extreme, right? But the question is, what do you think the benefits are of the wife? And that was one of the questions is, what would be the worst quality than a girlfriend? What's the qualities in girlfriends you had that you go, this is the worst one? Or avoid that at all costs.
Actress.
Actress,
You don't
for
want
sure.
someone to have dated them. They're so like solipsistic. They don't think the world like is without them.
Yeah.
It's invented for them. Kind of like a Matrix. They have their own Matrix built around them as a central character. And if they died, that world ends.
That's a very good way to explain
I remember,
them.
I think I heard Al Madrigal on, I think Rogan or something, but he was like, you can't have two headshots.
That's an old school thing. Yeah.
Rogan had a no headshot policy.
Yeah. You can't have two headshots in the
I say no pictures
relationship.
of you.
No. He's saying no.
Only
in
one, yeah.
only one person kind of having a dream like that.
Yeah, I don't know. You want someone who supports you and someone who's funny. You can't have someone too hot.
Okay, this is the question. Yeah,
that's the dream.
So you think too hot's trouble?
It's like this myth of having a 9.5 that's also really cool, and it is possible. So everyone keeps looking for it, but it's just not there.
What are the negatives of the too hot?
So into themselves, has never seen repercussions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
they lived a different life.
Yeah, we had a woman explain to us what she was a writer for, I don't know what, some Comedy Central show. It was a former network on television, and she was explaining to us white privilege, and the way she said it was, she was this really cute black chick who was a writer on, I forget the show, and young, and at the back table sitting with Vecchione, who's starving to death, at the time. And she goes, for poverty, one of the best comics in the world, and just fucking couldn't pay his rent or afford a burger.
Such a funny way to
yeah. And she goes, okay, so here's what it is. I went to this coffee shop every day, and I get a coffee every day on my way to work, and it was $1.50. $1.50 drip coffee from Bodega. Not a coffee shop. $1.50. And then one day, there's a different guy behind the counter, and she's like, coffee, and he's like, all right, $3. And she goes, no, it's $1.50. And he goes, no, it's $3. And she goes, no, it's always $1.50. He turns around, looks at the board, and goes, it says right there, $3. And so she goes, I was getting this benefit because I was cute. I was cute. And I was getting this benefit, and I didn't realize my privilege in that moment because I just assumed it was $1.50. I didn't think I was gaming the system. And she goes, and that's what these people understand. And me and these other comics were like, so you're a 23-year-old writer on a show, and you can't see any of that?
This is, you deserve
Mike
this.
Vecchione is one of the most brilliant comics in the world, and he can't eat.
And honestly, I bet she didn't leave that.
Did not.
She did not leave that interaction being like, maybe I don't
Maybe I
deserve
also
this.
have all this. There's tons of different types of privilege.
Sure.
There's cute privilege. There's hot privilege, and no one gets that.
Yeah.
They don't pay for drinks. They get invited to every party. You just go in. People have you in. I'm like, ugh. No, that's not how it works. Yeah.
There is definitely some negative. I'll tell you one thing that, like, in the hottest girls that I've dated,
they can rebound so much faster than you can rebound.
They can rebound very fast in lineup of dudes.
Yeah.
I would say that the hottest girls I've dated all had this, maybe like 2 or 3 that I'm thinking of had the same characteristic where they would go, I'm bored. They'd message you, like send you a message and say, I'm
bored. Fill my boredom.
Like, but that's just
Make
like
me laugh, clown.
it is a little bit that, but telling someone you're bored is like such a wild thing that I would never think to like message someone and be like, I'm bored. Yeah, like
you cover it up. If I'm bored, I'm like, hey, let me text Ryan and Danny about something.
Yeah, they've
I'll
never
fill
thought
my
of
boredom.
like,
I don't just say do it.
they're used to being like, okay, yeah, bring me something else, world. Like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, they're like an old school king.
It does sort of seem like that a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'd say a girl that's like bored, and that's like your problem. That to me is like a nightmare, probably. To
God, yeah, making everything your problem. Never
It's
understand.
very childish too to say. That's very like a child would say, "I'm bored."
I heard a story about a celebrity. Well, fuck it, Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Was dating some
Oh,
guy.
you don't want to get in her bad books.
Yeah, it's like I kind of picture like, am I going to run into this person? And I'm not.
He hates her though. I thought.
Okay, great then.
Yeah.
And killed her boyfriend, and then now hates her.
Wait, what?
I think he texted him and was like, "I'm with your fucking bitch."
Oh,
yeah. But she goes over and uppy. Like, pick me, like you're a stunted child, and we're all looking to her like, "What's your opinion on this?" I'm like,
Uppy.
that's a retard in the bad sense of the word.
Yuck.
Uppy. It's like, do you want me to pick you?
But honestly, she was like a Disney kid,
And
right?
then stop
like Mickey Mouse
developing
Club?
right there.
Yeah, she did stop developing.
Yeah, just because she got tits now doesn't mean she's an adult. Yeah, sometimes like statutory age is like what 18, but sometimes for certain people it should be like 35.
20, yeah.
It's like they're morons.
Do you think the best move is like the Louis joke where he says that what you want to do is get married, then get divorced? As a guy who did that, do you think that is the dream?
I think that's the best way to raise kids. The guy who Scott from Yuck Yucks, Calgary, he was like the best way to raise a kid is to be divorced. You have time off.
He's like,
You have 3 days and 4 days, or 5 days and 2 days, whatever. But the
I
days
come
you're
from
off,
divorced
you're
parents.
100% off. If you're co-parenting together, you're both on all the time. She might take him to the PTA meeting, but you still have to deal with it instead of like, it's fucking Wednesday.
And then
I'm free.
It is a little bit where, because I always say it's like, you look at the divorce rate's 50%. It's like, okay, I know which one of those sides I'm coming down on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, it is a little better. But the only problem is you just can't get a new wife that has kids that you got your kids go and her kids come.
Can't Brady Bunch
You
it.
can't Brady Bunch
Unless
it.
they're hot and you're going to set up some porn shoots because that is the new norm. I'm loving these steps.
Okay, but 100%.
And when some my dad was like, "How many steps you get in a day?" I'm like, "What? How do you know what I jerk off to?" 5.
Private information.
It was a high number for noon on a Tuesday.
Do you know when you are dating a girl and you kind of will say like, "Oh, I just got out of a relationship," and you can push that for like a couple of years. You're like pretty fresh out of a relationship. Like, when was it? Like a few years
I did
ago.
that for
I'm not looking for anything now. I'm
4
still
years.
recovering. Yeah.
for 4 years. I
Yes.
was telling girls like for like literally like, yeah, I just got out of a relationship, and then they'd be like, "What year?" And I'd be like,
What year is it today?
I would like I'd be like 18, 17-ish or some 20s.
yeah.
It's the only way. You can't just say I'm not looking for anything because they're like,
yeah.
sweet, I'm going to change that.
Exactly.
But divorce
they
is that
understand
forever.
like, oh, it's too fresh.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. The women do understand that, but then I milk that.
You
Very fresh.
saying I don't want anything right now. The woman looks at that the way a man looks at a woman saying, "I'll come to your hotel room, but I don't want to do anything."
Yeah.
Sure. That's how they see it. Like, oh,
Sure.
of course,
Yeah.
you just haven't.
That
dated
is
me.
honestly like dead on.
Yeah.
Dead on. That is, that's,
I'm not. I'm definitely, but I'm not looking for anything. I'm still scarred on the inside. I'm just, baby, I'm tortured.
I'm like the driver guy from Girls.
Have you ever faked it with a girl where you tried to pretend that you were like this tortured guy to get out of a situation?
Oh my god, dude! I used to write suicide notes in high school and leave my notebook open like to hopefully they'd find it. And then I was such a nerd, no one even look at my notebook. And I'm like, damn it, come on, find out that I'm deep.
That is so funny though. I remember multiple times being like, honestly, I'm just in my own head right now. I can't even get out. And honestly, I can't bring you into my world.
You just want to be that guy.
I know. I just wanted to not be with her.
yeah, for sure.
I wasn't even. You do want to be that guy, but this is specifically not even that. But there's definitely parts in your time where
going
like
through stuff
Yeah,
right
you go.
now.
Maybe I am a tortured artist. Dude.
Look, we all have our own trick. Women have their trick. We have our tricks.
Women have their tricks.
Yeah, but you're right. Convincing your like the youngest stages of your life where you're convincing yourself that you might be a tortured artist is like the corniest shit.
It's so corny. You want it so bad, so you just fake it.
Yeah.
Are one of your slaves looking at you?
No,
What?
he's just looking at
You don't have to look him in the eye.
Please don't look him in the eye, dude.
Slaves today.
You're just like, maybe I could kill myself.
Yeah, you want to kill yourself, but then come back.
You've definitely thought everyone who's been in some type of art has thought like a suicide attempt would be pretty cool.
Suicide attempt. How can I get the benefits of suicide? You know?
Yeah. I feel like comedy is the one thing that is not that cool for.
What, suicide?
Suicide
Yeah, it
attempt.
doesn't help your stand-up.
No. I think there's some comics who think that they go, yeah, that'll be good to talk about, and then
Suicide attempt.
and you're like, it's just,
I was talking with my chick though, the idea that like so there was this like Tinder thing where they basically did a thing of what all girls want, right? And it was over and over again. The study says
What a girl wants.
Girls, it's what a girl wants,
Yeah.
and they all say funny, right? But like what they mean, like what they really mean is like a little bit fun.
Yeah.
If you're all the other things I like.
Dude, one of the old love lines. I remember.
It's like, why are guys in bands more? Why do the girls like athletes and band guys more than comedians as a rule? If they love
want
funniness so much.
What they mean is based on their standard. It's like what men will looking for in a girlfriend. It's like, what about this girl? I'm like, no, that's a 2. She's 430 pounds. That's not in the radar. This is what Corolla said. He goes, no, when they say they want funny, that means they want the funniest version of the super hot wealthy guy.
yeah, of course.
He goes, I just want
like
Kevin
a person-
Sorbo with a sense of humor.
With
But
a
if it's not-
personality.
Yeah.
Well, also, there's even more part of that.
Let me get
It's
the
like,
funniest starting center for an NBA team.
Sure, yeah.
Jack, basically.
But like, also, it's the same as like
Yeah,
you want
exactly.
like girls like a power, and it was like, yeah, you're like the funny guy in a lot of ways that like commands social power. So it's like, you didn't like that he was funny. You liked that this guy was like his funniness allowed him to be popular and successful.
Yeah, exactly. I like how Trump lets me played with his drones to murder people. Obama got all serious about it.
But yeah, so they want some version of the funny guy that's all the other things. But it is like, it's so funny because it's just like, that's how much girls, I guess, don't know what they want. The thing that you say you want, you go, there's no evidence of you acting that in any sort of way.
Yeah, I was dating a chick way out of my league. That was the best thing about LA. You get so many chicks out of your league.
That's all right, yeah.
Yeah, and you see it all the time. Look at that nerd walking with that fucking model. And some girl out of my league, didn't matter, but she was like, oh, I won't hook up with a guy on a first date. And it was like, you blew me in the car on the first date. Like, you did something I've never had happen before. But what is this version of you? That means one time you didn't fuck a guy on the first date. And that's who you're saying you are. But that's not real.
No. Yeah. That's how you see yourself, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, when I write, I did. When did you last write? 2.5 years ago.